Welcome back to another episode of Scryer's Room. We are joined today by the lovely Rob. This episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Dubby. They are a sugar-free energy drink, and they are stationed in California. One of their better aspects is they do not use any sort of artificial additives, and they are taking the fight to big oil. So with that being said, the topic of today is Cyberpunk 2077, and how they ruined that game for Mario.
Yeah. So, at first, my experience with Cyberpunk was positive. I actually really enjoyed it. I was having a good time. I made a hack boy. I would just...
a netrunner, say it right.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Title card, TM.
I was just an intelligence build, which I didn't play very well, honestly. I was so squishy, I'd gotten the habit of I stealthed everything, and I would just stealth take out enemies. Yeah. And I focused on pistols and throwing knives. But then later, I figured out a quick little exploit where if you importantly, this is before the update.
Yeah,
I was playing before the update.
Important
original
factor.
wrong built Cyberpunk.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I figured out that if you get every single crafting perk to make things more efficient and cheap, turns out if you play like I do and you hoard materials and don't use them at all because you don't know what you want to use them for yet, and you play through like 60 hours of the game, and I had a fuck ton of materials, I quickly just like put two and two together and was like, oh, well, if I just quickly craft like batches of, like 100 grenades and then break them down for components again, which with my perks that gives me extra components for breaking things down, like I just have an infinite cycle of making more grenades, getting experience, and then I maxed out crafting like immediately.
At a certain point you gain enough mass that like the Schwarzschild effect where a black hole now is self-sustaining.
Yeah, so
you could not do that when I played.
Yeah,
You leave Mario in a room with a video game, he was going to break it. He's going to break it hard.
So in the span of like
That's how I met Mario. Was talking about how he would glitch Oblivion on the Xbox.
There it is.
That was a lot of fun.
There it is.
I have fond memories of that. But so basically in like 10 minutes I maxed out crafting, got a fuck ton of experience, and then I had more things for perks. And then I was just like, well, I don't really want to use this crafting for anything. I can make a fuck ton of grenades. That's interesting. What kind of perks do we have? And then I noticed there used to be the perk tree of grenades, where it's if you invest a couple points into there, you can be 100% immune to your own grenades. And I was like, wow, that's dumb. You shouldn't have done that.
Look straight down and mash.
And then so I started just making batches of hundreds of flashbang grenades. And then my strategy from then on was I was a walking flashbang and would just throw out infinite flashbang grenades and then just pop things until they were dead. And it made it like the game was still like I was still such a weak character that I would still like be throwing out hundreds of grenades, and it would take me a while to take things down. But as
Technically speaking, you were like ridding yourself of thousands of pounds of grenades.
Yeah, and so
while shooting them with a handgun.
But from then on, like virtually no enemy could like do anything to me because I would just stun lock you for forever.
You hit what you can't see.
Which I had a lot of fun doing that. It was great. Like even then, some of the bosses were still very challenging because I had the game set on the hardest setting, I think, and specifically that Robo Ninja Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember
The bodyguard.
the corpo guy.
Yeah,
The bodyguard for Hanukkah.
Yes. His fight was insane.
he bugged out twice for me, man. Both times I fought him, he bugged out. He like jumped up somewhere, and then he just started doing like a sick, nasty blade combo.
Or shooting missiles at you.
When I fought him, I was mostly using like shotguns up until that point, sniper rifles. But when he pulled the sword out, I had been keeping a katana because they're cool. I'm a dork.
Yeah.
And when he pulled the sword out, I had no points in sword at this point in my character. But I went to the inventory and I pulled the sword out, and we had an honorable duel.
Hell yeah! What a Chad! Yes!
When I saw he doesn't take his coat off. He reveals his glowing samurai bitch,
Yeah.
And he's like, you thrust his chest forward a little bit with the sword down, and like, oh, okay, yeah, I know how this has to go.
Yeah.
It's just
And-
a little scene from every Kirby game where you have to fight Meta Knight.
Yeah.
Let
And
this
so,
be our final battle.
when I played the game, it was after they did their little re-release, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call
Yeah,
that.
the update.
And it was right before the DLC, the big Phantom Liberty hacker woman DLC
Yeah.
came out. And one of the things they gave you is, even though I had never played the game before, was in the process of ruining your character build by taking away your grenade and turning grenades into a cooldown ability.
Yeah, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, you know how grenades go, where you can't like hold another one after a couple seconds.
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
using one?
and health kits too also are a cooldown ability, whatever. But
It's also bullshit.
one of the things that they did that I think they needed to do more of, and this is what made the game so much fun for me, I think, was they gave you like a free talent points reset that you could do,
Yeah.
but only one.
Yeah.
And I cheated. And every time I got the slightest whim that I wanted to try a new build out, I just went into like Cheat Engine and reset all the stuff. And gave myself all my points back and respent them somewhere else.
It might
So
be
over the
fun,
course of the
like-
game, I played pretty much every build. Like I said, I used shotgun. One of the shotguns, like one of the named shotguns, not a tech shotgun, like a power shotgun. There you go. I was gonna say
Yeah,
heavy. That's not it. Yeah, the power shotguns. When you get up, like when you're in melee range, it always crits on every shot,
Oh.
and that just kind of like pastes everything.
Yeah.
And so the game for me, just kind of like hopping around, pacing people for a while.
Just punching people
And then
with a
I-
shotgun.
Even though that's relatively early in the story, is you're fighting the bodyguard, the samurai bodyguard. I played through literally all available side content as soon as it became available, so I was like a lot of hours in at that point.
Yeah.
So I had already gotten bored of my jumping around the shotgun build, and after I fought him, I put my points back into sword. I used the sword for a while. The sword was a whole hell of a lot of fun, except even though I was playing the finger quotes fixed version, I would still like. One of the moves was like you do like an animate, like you trigger like a Skyrim kind of animation, or you know where you'd like you'd you'd like a finishing move where your character would like do a little like
Yeah,
ching
you-
ching, yeah,
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
love it
Okay,
so
yeah.
much. The
and it would
blade
involve
flourishes.
like a little leap, and the leap would always like leap me through the floor, and I would like fall through the
Oh
floor.
man, brutal.
Yeah, and so I stopped doing that after a while, and I tried Hacker Man as well. Hacker Man is a whole hell of a lot of fun.
Hacker Man, that's what I played.
You
I
kind
love
of
it
sneak
so much.
around and like you make this guy kill everyone around him, like CC this guy, set this guy on
And
fire.
then having the smart weapons was so cool to me because like you get your little eye upgrade thingy and then you get your little like hand module thingy. And so now all the smart guns like are auto target lock on like vitals. So like I have a shotgun, but each of my 8 shotgun bullets are like all headshots.
That's
it
one
was
thing I didn't
fucking
use. I never
cool.
used the shot.
Dude, it was so fucking cool.
I tried to use the pistol the game gives you, and I was like, I don't like this, and I just
Skippy?
yeah.
So yeah, that's if you have to have the hand thingy and the eye thingy, and then Skippy only does headshots.
It's called Skippy.
Yeah.
And they're both like,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I got him to do that, but like I don't know, like I wanted to shoot people like myself. I guess I didn't enjoy that as much.
The fantasy was good to me because I like the idea of like it's so high tech, and I also giggled how like all of the American guns are the power guns because we have muscle cars, and all of the smart guns are Japanese guns because they're actually smart and they're not barbarians like us.
Yeah.
Power gun good, unga bunga, shoot gun in air like Oric.
But no, like
America.
I didn't like follow a guide, but I played through with the internet to make sure I didn't miss any content
Yeah.
at all. I got all the stuff. I did all the stuff. It took a lot of hours, including like the very last bit where you have to have Johnny Silverhand's bandmate be friends with you.
Oh man, yeah.
Carrie,
Oh,
I had trouble getting that bit to fire. So I had completed literally every other thing there was to do in the game.
And you have to wait
I
for a
found
while.
all the and the last 5 hours for me, real time of my gameplay, were like wait 24 hours in game,
Yeah.
drive around for 5 minutes, close the game, open the game,
Yeah.
wait 24 hours in game to try and get his phone call to trigger to me, and that was
Yep.
kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
But the way I played the game was wrong
Yeah,
in
you're
almost
supposed to be
every
doing
way.
side missions between that because they literally tell you to fuck off while we do a thing. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I'd play it again because I did all the stuff, and like the other backgrounds, I don't think would make it that much different. But overall, I had a good time.
If there was another DLC, you think you'd pick it up?
Sure, why not?
No, I think I'm definitely gonna I uninstalled Total War Warhammer to like install Stormgate, and Stormgate was like 8 gigs, so I was like, oh well, that need to happen.
Little baby game.
Little baby. I'm so used to Western devs making their games like 200
As
gigs
big
for
as
no
they can.
fucking reason.
Yeah.
You have to download all of the art packs
I'm
and
sorry
fucking
if
language
All
box.
uncompressed language files for,
Yeah.
for countries you've never heard of.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry, if you really want a complete gameplay experience of this game, you need a next-gen console.
yeah.
But they don't exist yet.
We've pre-made
Yeah.
$6,000 worth of cosmetics, and we're cramming all of that in uncompressed 4K. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hot shit. But yeah, I'm gonna reinstall Cyberpunk, and I'll probably fucking stream it or something. But I want to do the run where we save Takemura, man. I love
Yeah.
that guy. So I'm gonna be his waifu, and I'm gonna play ninja. I'm gonna do a stealth build, and I'm gonna throw knives, and I'm gonna do like the bullet time knife thing where you can like do the fucking Dio thing from JoJo's, and
Stop
you just
time and
yeah,
then-
Zawardo, and then you throw knives and you restart time, and they all hit you at the same time.
that's
That's
and,
sick,
like,
bro.
That's so. That versus like you can either get the slow down, stop time power, or you can be like stronger for a little while.
Yeah,
like,
dumb.
Whoever
Berserk.
picked that?
I think-
Whoever picked that?
I mean, if you're using a maul, I've seen apparently if you have the maul and you pop it and you do the superhero lane, then you can like fuck
Okay,
everything
there,
up.
you want to talk about the superhero landing? I decided to get all the achievements for this game. I didn't get the ending achievements.
Yeah, whatever, man.
They
You might
didn't.
as- yeah.
The ending achievements didn't work, or the ending achievements like would have worked, but I didn't want to play through the game like just to get like
Yeah.
different cutscenes.
Yeah.
I looked up the endings on the internet. I got my one ending. I was happy with that.
yeah.
But the only non-ending achievement I don't have is kill 2 people with the superhero landing while Berserk is active. I
Oh.
did that hundreds of times with different people on different surfaces. I cheated and remade my build to be full body or whatever
Yeah.
to be the best possible at that. And that achievement just wasn't working when I played. Made me mad as hell.
That sucks. Yeah, yeah. Speaking of
At-
fucking devil,
at,
yeah.
at the end of the day, who cares? Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
actually matter. But it was like, yeah, I wanted to do that.
But yeah, Sand the Vistan's a fucking meme. So I want to play the Sandy
Oh,
build.
yeah.
Because Hacker Man was like excellent. I had a great time being Hacker Man, and just like using little cameras and having the cameras turn off cameras, and then having cameras turn off people's
The stealth
brains.
stuff, some of the stealth stuff was excellent. Like, there was one I remember in particular where I had to like sneak into like a martial arts studio, and like I had to like. It took me like so many tries because they like the way their patrols were, and like there was like a
What
class
was the
going
animals
on in
with
the middle.
Animals? The big steroid people, they're like in the ring, right?
It
No?
wasn't a ring. They were like in a
okay.
dojo. And they were like
Oh.
teaching martial arts in a dojo, and
I don't remember
I
that
had
one.
to like sneak around the class, and that required so many like, okay, quick save and try this. No, that failed, and like eventually the way I did it was I just like ran across the gap really fast and managed to get across right before their like alertness like tipped up before
Yeah.
they would come looking for me. Like it, the stealth stuff was a lot of fun, man.
They look at you running across like the thing, but the bar's not filling up, and then like you duck behind a wall, and they're like, "I guess it was nothing."
And it had some like some of the side quests like really are like, oh, like they stick with you. Like the guy that makes you crucify him.
Yeah.
I never got that mission to work because
That
I
one
keep
was-
thinking
You killed it, you- yeah.
I keep fucking it
You
up.
shoot if you shoot that, you shoot his bodyguard. That's what I
Yeah.
did too.
Yeah.
The first time I did that, I just shot the guy. I was like, okay, mission done. And then I go to the way I did it was I would finish the mission and then go look online to see how else that could have gone. And for the most part, I left it be. But there were times where, like, for that one, I was like, nope. And I backed up. And I did it over again to get the. I wanted to crucify the guy. I wanted to see that.
I was
That's
so
wacky.
Yeah.
fucking mad because the car chase was fucking me every single time, and I was like, "This is this is terrible." Like, because the driving, like when you get the hang of it and like the updated version, it's fine.
I
but,
like driving.
I enjoyed the driving, but like I see why people don't like it.
Pre-update, it was like you can be stone sober and it's like you're fucking drunk trying to drive in Cyberpunk.
Post update, it's much better. Pre update, it was struggles.
I don't have a point of comparison. I
Yeah,
thought
but
that was
the
fine.
doing that fucking chase was so goddamn hard, and then I finally do it, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I got him. He's gonna walk up, and then they blow the guy's head off, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and then I kill the guy, and then quest failed, and I'm like, what do you mean quest failed?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
You're
here,
supposed
dude.
to. Same thing with one I didn't let go is there's one where this lady like wants to get into racing to like avenge her dead husband or something.
Yup,
Oh,
yup.
I
yeah.
do it.
And apparently I found out after the fact if you pick the right dialogue with her while you're talking in between the races, you can get an ending where you can have your cake and eat it too, where like you convince her not to go after the guy for revenge, but to win the race. And instead of being mad afterwards, she's like, that was the right call. I shouldn't have gotten my revenge on that guy. And you get her awful car and the other guy's car. You get both rewards. And I didn't get that because I didn't know about that. I didn't think it was good enough to go back and redo. Another one I failed is the robot taxi has like the best quote unquote ending
man.
is if you're
you fuse them.
yeah,
Right?
you fuse them together.
Yeah.
If your computery points are literally maxed out, 20
Yeah.
out of 20, you can fuse them, and mine weren't, and I couldn't do that, and I was butthurt.
Yeah, because otherwise you're literally killing them. I mean, they're AIs, arguably. They're robots,
that's the point.
like,
You're supposed to think about, that's Cyberpunk.
What gets combined?
There's
Okay.
there's an AI taxi
What's
service.
his fucking
Right.
name? It's
Delamain.
Like, Delamain. Yes.
And
he's a getaway car originally.
And so, Delamain is it's like an AI taxi, and he's the getaway car for the first time. And so you know him as he's an AI, but he's also kind of he's the driver, you know?
Yeah, he's Knight
Knight Rider, yeah.
And you have this idea kind of that it's like a company owns it, but in reality he kind of became independent a long time ago.
Like a while ago.
And he just runs himself, and I guess some of the instances of himself, the different cars that are going around, some of them got like corrupted or something, like their data got fucked up,
Right.
and then started to develop different personalities.
They
and
got in a car accident with a Tesla or something like that.
Yeah, and the idea is kind of that they're his children, finger quotes, and your options are to either like quote unquote kill him, quote unquote kill the children, or merge them all together. And
you can
the
only
merge
do-
option is only if you have maxed hacker stats.
Gotcha.
Literally maxed, 20 out of 20.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a good quest.
I like
And
that.
it's like a quest you do over time because
You have to wrangle all the killers.
Yeah.
Like,
The
they're
different-
derelict in the area.
when you get they're in different spots on the map, and it'll be like an emergent thing where he'll be like, hey, you're close to one, go find it. And you have to do something to get it to calm down. You have to
And it's a car.
it's a
one
car.
you have to chase, one
That's
you have to
really
race.
funny.
You have to chase, race, fight. They all have to do a different
One's
thing.
scared. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck,
Well, because
One of them is the where car and wants to splatter people.
Yeah, I love that one. That one's so fucking hardcore.
and it's morally questionable because
Yeah.
a lot of them are just no, I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
They just want to be
alive.
alive.
I want to go be a
Yeah.
car.
I want to be free as
It's,
a car.
it's one of those make you. It's like
And one is GLaDOS, basically. One is depressed GLaDOS, and it's a nihilist.
Cyberpunk at its best is when you're thinking about the morality of these robot AIs. That's what it's for, man.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the genre.
Yeah, 'cause
the
the-
Days Lockdown.
To do the merge one, basically Johnny Silverhand pops in your head and it's just hey man, that's a life basically you're taking.
Yeah.
What if you just instead combine them all? And it's just
My favorite part.
sick, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
My favorite part of Keanu Reeves being Johnny Silverhand is how many times you're playing the game and he just materializes leaning on something with his arms crossed, being a badass, materializes in the badass, the b-boy stance, and he's like, hey man, you're kind of a pussy. Every single time, bro, it slaps.
I really like Johnny Silverhand, but
Why
mean,
did you stab that cop in the face, dick?
Dude, basically, fuck, bro.
Okay, Johnny. Okay.
Just calm down, Johnny. Calm the fuck down.
Doesn't he kind of have a vested interest in you saying that it's a more moral choice to combine these AIs rather than get rid of
that's
some
a fair
that may
point.
Yeah, he
be
does,
parasitically attached to... He's kind of not an unbiased source on that one.
But yeah, there's an episode, or not an episode. There's a part of the main story where in order to talk to whatever her name is, Pam or whatever, there's the chick in the club, the chick in oh my god, I'm drawing blanks. Anyway, she's one of the important people. The one with the side swipe, like Johnny knew when he was younger.
The one that's the fixer in the club.
Yes.
Her name is
It's not Panam. Panam is the fucking spicy chick.
And then it's not Judy either.
No, it's fucking. I want to say
my
Chloe,
wife.
but it's not.
I love how they have feature names,
you
but
have,
also Judy.
and you have at the end, toward the end of the game, you can kind of have her and Johnny.
Rogue, I think she goes by
Rogue
Rogue.
or Rouge.
Yeah, it's
One of
something
those.
like that.
That's
but
That's it.
But there's a part where Johnny's I have to fully possess your body, otherwise no one's gonna know it's me.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does that, and the first thing he does is go to the bar and get fucking plastered and like
That's
fuck
what
a whore. Like he just goes full tilt with it, bro.
So they know it's me.
So they know it's me.
And
Yeah,
then afterwards,
exactly.
He's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, it's great because it's like you watch him and he's just slamming like tequila, and it's just
He's
like
so aggressive.
And then he pops some pills, and he's just like, I'm fucking
yeah,
back,
yeah,
baby.
It's good
Like,
to be back. Yeah, it's so good.
I'm
So
sorry
good.
that I used your penis to get AIDS too, but it was the only way.
Don't forget about Tums too.
Yeah, it's the cure.
Oh my!
Well, V did have the city's coolest jack.
Can someone pull
he
up?
did.
Can someone pull up the fucking whatever fucking
I'll
book
pull
that
up, I'll
is?
pull up.
Yeah, that's
Baltimore
important
Airport.
Yeah,
Thomas sent me
important
that.
ass knowledge,
Or was
bro.
it you?
I did.
You
Yeah,
sent it.
important ass knowledge right there, man. That's a book for the ages. Yeah, it's a book for the ages. You know, Cyberpunk good. Like you know what? Kevin and I are actually working on like a TRPG that's like has a lot of Cyberpunk themes in it, so that'll be fun to flesh out.
Cyberpunk was good. Like I had a lot of fun. Like even like the little things. Like I thought like you're going on a date with your cop boyfriend. Just me.
yeah.
Wait,
just
what
just
now?
me. You're going on a date. You're going on a date with your cop boyfriend, and he has his little like brother and their friends, or they want to play some game with you, and you can like lose the game on purpose and let the kids win. It's so cute. It's nice.
I didn't do that at all. huh?
Yeah.
No, that was yeah. I didn't do the
I'm not
romance thing,
surprised.
but it did give me the prompt for it,
Yeah.
where it's like they go up on
Meredith?
the water
No,
tower,
River.
and that's
River.
it's the
River.
the guy
It's
with
a
the,
guy.
and he's got like a
We're like,
robo eye.
Yeah.
I don't remember this
He's
character
like
at all.
vaguely Hispanic.
You help him catch a
He has
murderer.
like a big neck. He's a thick neck.
I don't remember this cat at all,
His
man.
name
No.
is River or something.
I don't remember this man at all. Not even kind of. I gotta play again. I gotta
basically
play
at the
again.
end,
I'll install.
His family is in like the shitty part of town.
Yeah.
And
Draw
then they invite
blanks.
you in for dinner, and
You help like rescue his nephew.
Like
Yeah.
I remember Padre. I remember not the female
you
Padre.
You play like a little virtual reality game with his nephew, and his nephew's like his
I
friend.
didn't do any of
and-
that.
No, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember any. Oh, maybe I did. Maybe I blocked that. I don't remember any.
Well, at the end of it, when it's you have the option to romance him, you guys go take a moment and drinking on top of like a water tower or something, and then
Aw.
the prompt shows up basically where he basically says something. It's the dentist. Like it's a this
You're the one that's
yeah,
good.
this pizza's
Yeah,
good.
you're the
Like
one
you're
that's
the
good.
one that's good, and then you
Yeah.
can just like start making out. But
Yeah.
I didn't do that. But
So
Coward.
This is
Because of how I made my character, that was the only option available. The other characters wouldn't look at me because I made female body, male voice, penis.
Hell yeah, base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Literally me.jpg.
the Doctor Misses the Monarch.
Yeah.
myth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
well, as Rob said, Cyberpunk
Maxer.
was good for me at least.
And then the update.
Yeah, then my shit forcibly updated, and then it was just like, which I didn't think to even try to stop it because it was just sort of like, oh, how different could it be? Very different apparently, and then my build was
So different
ruined.
that a lot of people consider them like completely different games.
Yeah, and then and like you said, it gives you a free respec, but I was just like, I don't know how to play anything else, and I was just really butthurt about
Yeah,
it.
the way to play that game is to like every 20 hours that you play, just use Cheat Engine to respec your character. Like you just play a different build. Trust me.
Like, I still think it's a good game. I'll go back to it sometime, but
But he's gonna have to
I
restart
played
the
half
game.
of it a
Yeah.
certain way, and I didn't want to figure out how to do it a different way. So I was just really mad.
Yeah, the first half is not the part I want to replay either.
Yeah, I invested a lot of time, and then it was just sort
That's
of
a lot.
like,
I played like 150 hours to do all the stuff.
Okay, remember? Okay, one thing that did piss me off is if you play in the hardest difficulty and you pick your origin as Nomad.
That's what I did.
The
That's what I
intro is that you're in the chase.
You can't win. You can't win. I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
the damage is so high that like basically
It's
you can't win.
It's
Yeah.
when I played
It's over too.
When I played it, the hardest difficulty was a new feature of we fixed it
Yep,
re-release patch.
And it was overturned.
And that's basically like a scripted rail segment where
Yep.
the stuff like I tested it myself and like your
Shoot
cars are
it,
chasing
doesn't
you
do
and shooting
nothing.
at you and
Yeah.
you shoot at them and how they work is if you shoot at them after a certain point they automatically blow up. Doesn't matter how much you hit them, like they're scripted to blow up at certain points.
Right. Their
And
blow
they
up,
hadn't-
if you pass their blow up point, it
and
just has gotten
I think the hardest difficulty just has like an increased damage multiplier for everything.
Yep.
and they hadn't considered that for the Nomad intro, so you literally could not clear the Nomad intro on the new hardest difficulty. I had to lower it down one and raise it back up after that.
Yeah, and
that,
you know
like,
what that
that
tells
almost
me?
soured me off the game.
Yeah,
from
I
the
remember
rip.
you ranting hard. You know what that tells me? The devs don't play the hardest mode. They don't do it. They don't. They're probably on easy mode. Easy mode.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it's-
I'm pretty sure CD Projekt has like 6 trillion employees, and this is the kind of game where like, what do you do? I work on Cyberpunk. What do you do? Well, I make the eyelashes, like, like kind of thing.
That's a wrap
Like,
there.
so many people are involved in this.
I'm in charge
procedure.
of porn exportation of our models so that they're all at the proper
For advertising.
resolution. For advertising, yeah.
God bless America, man. God bless America. That's the market we're in these days. You know, that's just how it goes. Gotta factor in the cross media promotions. You know,
So
takes all game.
this is the meme that we've been talking about, that we will talk about probably in the future, and definitely, personally, we'll continue to talk about. It's the back of a book. I don't know what the name of the book is. It says, A
I don't
Tale
think
of
that's
Future
real.
Crime.
I don't think that's a real book.
The year is 2094. The month is Compuary, which is a new cyber month they added just for doing hacker stuff. The bio-scum of Circuit City festers under the iron fist of Consolidated Omnibotics and its army of synthoid enforcers. At the city's peak, under the Crystal Dome, incredibly wealthy and genetically immortal CEOs call shots and pull strings.
Also, they do weird
And
stuff.
they do sex stuff up there as well. Down here in the Dirt District, the rest of us scrape by swapping garbage and doing crazy future drugs called stuff like Nitro Nerve and Tums 2. My name is DARPA Killblade, and I run with the baddest crew of low-life neurojackers around. There's Fishy Ramirez, fastest hacker on the net. There's Baltimore Airport, lab grown to be a swimsuit model, but programmed to kill.
Fucking stupid.
There's Krusty Silverware, biological warfare expert and black market wizard.
What does that even mean?
And then there's me, the owner of Circuit City's coolest jacket. We've just been handed the biggest contract of our lives. Infiltrate the dome and take out Harvard Pubens, the president of cops. Our reward, 1,000 bytes, which are our money now because we use computers so much. That's enough to skip this shithole and start somewhere new. Tonight, Pubens is guest of honor at the 9th annual Rich Perverts Ball. My team is jacked up on Tums 2 and ready to roll the dice. So I've got just one question for you, scum. Are you in?
10 out of 10 novel. Would read again. 100%.
Now, Neuromancer by William Gibson is considered like the progenitor of all cyberpunk as a genre, and William Gibson is like the father of it. According to him, on he has a quote on the back of this book. It says, "I've read," and then ellipses, "this book, ellipses, this year."
It's like if you plotted like on a line graph, on the far end of the serious side is Neuromancer, and you go and you like Snow Crash kind of in the middle, and if you keep going, like the far outlier is what you just described.
Yeah.
Also, in Cyberpunk, V basically is the owner of Night City's coolest jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts, bro. Dead
I
ass.
mean, that's what the anime was about.
Yeah. The David
The
Martinez.
fast
Yeah.
guy.
Yes. That fucking the LED collar is
It's
so
so
unnecessary, but it's
But it's
so
so sick!
Yeah, it's so
Have you
sick.
seen? There's been like, I don't know if she wore it multiple times, but it's like some kind of like fashion thing where like it was just like I assume it was staged, not actually like organically this woman wearing it. I assume it was like a cameraman with her, but it was like a woman at like public transport. She was going up an escalator, and she didn't have a shirt on. All she had is around her chest, like covering herself up, was just like a circular LED strip, and just running from like left to right down the
Like
strip.
a deli?
You know, it just said like hamburger,
Hell yeah.
pizza, like
Good. That's eye candy right there.
Yeah, and so like
Eye food.
my assumption is that the person who was filming that was not like, wow, look at this wacky thing I saw, and it's staged, and that's like showing off her
Yeah.
being a art.
I'm sure that
person.
it's some sort of like artist thing, or at the
Yeah.
very least somebody who's like professionally weird on Instagram.
But it was,
Makes sense.
I thought it was funny, yeah.
That's good. That's always some sort of modern art take. I enjoy those.
One of my favorite little modern art things that existed rather right now, I don't know if it's still out, is the Portal.
Oh, the Portal's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We mentioned the
Oh,
Portal.
yeah, the portal, the portal.
Yeah. Which it'll be hilarious if somebody hears this in like 100 years and they're like, the Portal?
He found it.
But yeah, like between Dublin and New York, right? Or LA?
Dublin in New York, I thought it was. Boston?
Maybe. Between America and the outside, the uncivilized lands
Boston.
beyond
Closer, right?
beyond the narrow sea or whatever George R. R. Martin says. But I just I loved that as a concept, and I love how people immediately
Abused it.
Yep. And did things like show pictures of like 9/11 through the thing.
Oh,
To
man.
be like, screw you, New York, and we're like, screw you, Dublin.
There's always going to be joning. There doesn't always have to be beef, but there will always be joning.
Oh yeah.
Like, so long as there are masculine males, they will be talking
we're
shit.
We're gonna rip on each other. We're gonna.
Yeah.
It's unfortunately it's.
What was that? The oldest one of the oldest insults they've seen was like a 20th BC, or no, it was like 20 AD carving of like a Roman school, and it was like a guy worshiping Jesus, but. And he's on the cross, but his head is like a
here's
dog.
so and so with there's only one God.
Yeah. This is so and so's one God. Look at this idiot. Like they're ripping on him and loving Jesus, and it's like, oh my god,
You guys
that's
have seen the
hilarious.
Rome show, right?
With a donkey head?
The donkey head. That's what it was. Yeah.
You guys have seen the HBO's Rome, right?
No.
That's one of the best characters in the show. Is he's like the town crier. He's the guy that announces things, and he like. One of his things is the mocking of the Jews and their one God will be kept to a minimum. Something like that. That's what it makes me think of.
It's fucking funny, man.
I really love the jobs that no longer exist, like town crier,
Knocker upper.
knocker upper.
What's
yeah.
a knocker upper?
No, knocker upper. Alarm clock.
Yeah.
Alarm clock man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it goes with knocks. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Throws
yeah.
rocks at your window so you wake up. Hits
Yeah,
with the
that's
pole.
smart. Yeah.
No,
How
it's
about Tosher?
Tosher. I do not know.
Tosher is someone who goes down into the sewers in Victorian London and tries to find the good stuff. And that's
okay.
sometimes if you find the best stuff, like a nugget of shit caked in with coins, that's
Right.
a Tosheroon.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just spent this entire explanation fighting not to be like, by good stuff you mean not England?
Yeah.
Like,
Is that-
We're
Were they-
talking about like an orphan boy who digs through shit in the sewers for money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not great.
Okay, wait. Okay, so they're
Think
not.
about this. This is like Victorian London shit too. Imagine
Yeah.
the smell.
Some of the worst
Oh,
shit
okay.
that humanity's ever produced.
Never mind.
Fine.
I thought you were maybe talking about there's guys in the like in the medieval period. It was a job to like with a big stick. You just you knock loose turds from
Poopsmith?
the river.
The poop
Say the
Yeah.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, poopsmith is an actual fucking profession.
Yeah, because apparently the river was just so clogged with shit
Yeah.
they had needed guys for that.
The poopsmith
You just
was taking a vow of
knock
silence.
loose the turds.
From Homestar Runner. That's not
God,
that,
well,
that,
yeah,
the poopsmith.
The poopsmith, yeah, it's a real profession. An
That's,
important one.
One of,
Clearly.
one of the things I think about a lot is from Homestar Runner. They have like one of their cartoons was the pumpkin carving competition, and you could get a little secret bit if you clicked on something. If you clicked on something during the animation, it would add an extra scene where one of the pumpkin's Homestar judges is from Homstar,
Yeah.
and
That's good.
it's not a pumpkin, it's an eggplant. And Homestar leans into whoever he's walking with his no arms and says, "Just keep walking."
No, one of the Homestar bits I saw as an adult. I never saw it as a kid. Never knew it. It is in the anime episode. You know,
Oh, yeah.
God, how blue hair. Well, apparently, yeah. If you click something or do something, you get a bit where it's like at the end, and like there's like another character that shows up, and they're like beefing, and then Stanko Man specifically because my cousin keeps quoting this. My cousin Todd will always like when he's describing like dudes being dude brain and being dumb. and like, challenge accepted, bro. Well, instead of saying challenge accepted, he goes, "Are you asking for a challenge?" And I never understood what the fuck he was talking about for years.
Yeah.
Despite being a Homestar
Their
nerd.
website was honeycombed with like one of the pages was characters. You know how you now start with tunes, characters, and one on the characters page it was stylized as being VHS tapes, like kind of loosely stacked around a VHS player. And if you click the VHS player's eject button, it would eject a secret Homestar tape.
Oh man.
Or there was one of the cartoons. You could like click something to roll the menu back, and you could click something else to like pull a carpet back. You could click a stone in the wall, and that would go in, and it would be how they had the intro. Yeah, and it would show like a King of Town themed intro page. Or there was another one.
King of Town.
And there was another one, like another secret intro page where you did something on with Strong Bad, and you would end up in like a Strong Bad's bedroom themed intro page. And that's another one is you mouse, how you mouse over all the different buttons and they would do something. One of the other ones like you talk about, like I think it's just like been stuck in my head for decades is you mouse over one of the buttons and you just a dart is thrown at a poster of Homestar, which is covered in darts, and from off screen you hear Strong Bad go, "Oh man, I hate this guy." And that's like that and Just Keep Walking are like.
I need a sound clip that.
Those are like those are wrapped around like my brainstem spinal cord. Yeah, that's never going away.
And the hamster that is your brain, it's one of the ridges, so you're constantly just patting over it.
It's terminal. If you try to operate, I die. It's wrapped around my spinal cord.
God bless.
I remember watching all those videos just holding the tab button because it would make a little yellow box appear over anything clickable.
Yeah, flash secret.
And then it would just like pop up and it would be like a scramble to be like, get the button!
Yeah.
Real quick. Not a moment of silence because no dead air, but let's take a moment to acknowledge R.I.P. Flash Player. R.I.P. End of an era. End of a goddamn era. Man. The Zoomer, you can still play Flash games. You can still download old versions. I have it on my computer.
But the culture that made like the kind of people who made Flash games for no money.
The internet being for fun and not for money.
The internet being like a fully demonetized space.
Yeah, it's fully
unmonetized.
Yeah, not demonetized, unmonetized.
Yeah, exactly. It was,
not yet pre-monetized.
Normies ruin everything, man.
10% cuntier than I wanted it to be. Sorry.
God bless.
Don't be. It was correct.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
Man, I think I might need to watch all of Strong Bad emails.
Yeah.
That'll be a great thing to dive into, man. I should do that.
In some countries, they drink warm ones.
Now,
whenever I have like a warm soda in my hand, I think that like
is the oneness of the cold one intrinsic to the cold or the one?
Yeah. You know what's also fantastic? You know what song appeared on the original Rock Band?
Oh yeah,
Trapdoor! I fucked that up hard.
I saw a guy walking around.
If I tried to do that, there'd be blood.
Yeah, God
My
bless.
throat's fucked up right now.
I saw a guy walking around in one of the areas I drive in who actually had a Trogdor shirt on, and I almost like slammed on the brakes and be like, "Hey!
Yeah, you have to do that. You have to.
I know that!"
Full fucking...
That's really good. Do more Bobcat.
Okay, all right. So I've been holding this one for a while. Sorry, Mario.
Yeah.
Rob, you wanna explain to me Season of Discovery?
I'll go to the bathroom.
He done fucked up.
Okay, so like.
Oh man.
The thing that Season of Discovery is my own personal monkey's paw wish come true.
Yeah, dude, it really is.
A thing that me and a couple of my other friends that I play World of Warcraft with and have for a long time. Everyone knows what World of Warcraft is. I'm not gonna get into that. It's been around forever. Played Warcraft off and on my entire life. Nobody cares. Moving on. Season of Discovery is so. I guess let me try and explain the financial context for it. Any kind of long-running entertainment property, well, we're not gonna go into say it like that. I'm not saying anyway. With World of Warcraft, the name of the game is they want to spend less money every year for the same return or a greater return.
Yeah.
Yes.
So every year it's going to be a little bit less money, a little bit less effort put into it. Fewer employees expected to do more work. That's going to happen more and more every year. That's the other thing is the game will never go away. Lord of the Rings Online had like an expansion come out
Recently, you're going to be a
Recently.
high elf. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was blown by that. I was like, what the fuck? How did that happen?
So MMOs don't go away. What happens is a different company
Skeletons
buys them
for
and
real.
maintains them.
Yeah.
They just like there's less and
the
less work
upfront
going into-
development is the hardest part.
Less and less work goes into them over time. That's that's MMOs, especially that's World of Warcraft. So one of the things that the developers, and I don't know exactly how they're organized, I think they have a classic team. I like to joke that, it's like,
The classic
okay, from
team.
4 to 5 p.m. we work on Classic WoW. As a joke. I don't know how it works. But at some point, the developers, I guess, pitched or had the idea pitched to them, I don't know. But basically, the point of Season of Discovery, SOD, here to add, the point of SOD is we have all of this stuff, and our data shows that nobody ever does it. We made all these dungeons, the original designers made all these dungeons, and very few people ever go into Black Fathom Deeps.
Yeah.
Very few people ever go into Nomergon. Very few people ever go into the Sunken Temple of Atalakar.
That's the big one, man. The amount of
Nobody
people
run- and that-
in regular classic, the
and
amount of
that's
people had no
I
fucking
guess
idea what Sunken Temple was.
I'm like a big fat nerd, so I knew all those dungeons and I knew their quests, and I've done them before across different versions of WoW, under different circumstances. I've been in all those. I know those. Most people hadn't. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But Blizzard did know that, and so the idea was, what if we just recombobulate the stuff we already have, which fits into the low cost, low effort, and just kind of take the things that we know people haven't done and force them to be relevant. So they came up with Season of Discovery, and Season of Discovery is broadly, going back to the start, broadly what I've been kind of wishing for a long time now, which is, I really enjoy Classic WoW's world. I like all the stuff in it, the dungeons and all of that stuff. I really enjoy them. I think they're neat. But the classes are very simple, and I've played this game a whole lot, and I wish the classes were a little bit more involved. Like, I wish how the class is actually played, like what buttons you press and when you press them and the moves available to you. I wish that they were more along the lines of Wrath of the Lich King or Cataclysm, which is 5, 6, 7 years after WoW came out. They made the things more complicated and more...
Yeah.
They iterated
involved.
on it.
For better or for worse. I think for better, but there's a whole conversation there.
Yeah.
I want to play the more complicated... Now, this is an important distinction. I don't want it to be fully as complicated like Retail WoW is now. Retail WoW now is like...
You're doing somersaults and shit,
yeah,
bro.
stuff's going on. I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
But I want to have more than just... And this is for... I want to have more buttons to press.
Yeah. And they should be meaningful.
At
I
its
shouldn't
core,
be just using Frostbolt.
At its core, Season of Discovery is that. What it is you discover different runes, and the runes are just moves that you get. Some of them are passions, but mostly they're moves that you get. And at this point, every class has got like 30 runes that they've been granted over the course of this season of Discovery. And so every class has got like all these different moves, all these different things. Like, and on this boss fight, you can sock it in this, and on this you put it in this, and you're constantly swapping your stuff around, and you're doing all this crazy wild shit. Compared to classic vanilla WoW, you're like a Superman. That's what I keep saying.
Yep.
Like you have the strength of 5 characters. You can kill it all. There's almost nothing in this game you can't beat up. And the other thing they did was they put level caps, and we're past that now. But for a while, you would level to 25, and that's it. And for 25, what they did was they gave you 12 rune abilities per person, and you could have 3 or 4 at one time. Only 3 slots, I think, at one time at first. And so you had a few new... It was like the most glaring things addressed. Like, if you want to be a druid and you want to be feral and be a cat, you don't like have a full set of moves in vanilla.
No.
You don't get a way to spend your combo
You gotta get that
points, really.
fucking manual crowd pummeler. It's fucking
But
nonsense.
I mean, like at level 25, you don't have fully the point of energy characters is you build combo points and then spend the combo points with a finisher. If you wanted to be a feral druid, you couldn't even do that. Until like level 35 or not the 5, it's not even level, like somewhere in the low to mid 30s, you would actually get a finishing move to spend the points.
Really, it took that long for Cat?
Yeah.
It took that long for Cat to get a finisher.
Yeah, or like if you wanted to be balanced druid, no, you don't.
Yeah.
That's not even available.
So like
until you get
unironically,
I remember
so
that.
like people would be running around as bear, and killing stuff as bear slowly. Like druid was miserable to level, and then inside they made it so like, okay, actually, your primary fill spell costs no mana and can proc an instant heal if you want to use it. So, like, instead of, like, misery, you're just kind of machine gunning stuff down.
Okay, cool.
And it's like all the most glaring things, the things that people are, to me anyway, the things that I find the most frustrating. Many of them got evened out like that, and making them like. I had a lot of fun playing Frail Druid at level 25 because it had like moves to be doing. It wasn't very complicated, but it was like one stage more complicated than things were for me in the past.
So it was improved.
Yeah, I had a whole lot of fun. And it was in Black Fathom Deeps, like I said. They kind of did a small amount of work on Black Fathom Deeps to rework all the bosses. Otherwise, kept the same models and just kind of had them do new stuff and made it into a 10-man raid. And I thought that was awesome. You could level up an alt to be ready to raid in like 2 days of play, which I thought was awesome. I ran 5 alts in that phase.
Yeah.
It was
Rob was not
impressive.
normally an altman.
It was a whole hell of a lot of fun. And they leveled it up. They leveled up a few times. They added some new runes. The next breakpoint was 40, and the raid was Nomergon. And the next breakpoint was 50, and the raid was Sunken Temple. And those were all pretty cool. Like, they weren't new content. They're still the same dungeon, but the bosses were all changed, and the loot was all changed. It was a whole hell of a lot of fun. And now they're at 60, and we're back in the Molten Core. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've done Molten Core a lot. I'm sure anyone who's played Classic has done Molten Core.
Yeah, Molten Core is one of the most run things in World of Warcraft, I think.
And they're in Molten Core. They were using the last season, the last seasonal WoW they did was Season of Mastery, which was they try to make it harder, basically.
And they also removed like debuff caps, which that's my biggest thing about Classic that I don't enjoy is that like the amount of micromanaging what goes on the boss. Like you can't use Stormstrike that's going to knock something else off. It's like okay, well that really just cuts enhancement.
There's so many reasons why you can't use Stormstrike.
I mean, yeah.
Remember, like...
But I mean, the idea that you can't, that Warlock doesn't get to do DPS in this one because he'll knock
Yeah, you
off.
can't throw dots on him.
How Enhancement Shaman works in vanilla is incompatible with the concept of raiding. Because...
The totem twisting is it.
No, like, okay, we're going to walk up and hit the boss, and I have my big two-handed weapon, and I walk up, and, dice roll, we got 3 7s in a row. Yep. I crit the boss 3 times in a row, I have aggro, I'm dead.
Yeah, all the time, man.
And so
all the time.
And you can't control that. That's not up to you.
Nope.
You walk up and right-click.
There's no skill issue
and
there.
it might, and like a couple hundred damage might come out, or like 2,000 damage might come out, and it's not fun or interesting if the boss just turns into wallops you at the start. And the alternative to that is the boss starts and you sit there with your you hand up your ass for like 10, 15 seconds.
I just put on Flame Tongue and then I put on Wind Fury after a few seconds. That's the only solution for me.
And that's still
that's boring and dumb.
Yeah, that's lame.
And don't even forget that before fucking Classic came out, Wind Fury could proc Wind Furies. Like, before the patch...
Well, that's back in the day.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, before Classic came out, like when it was actually vanilla, like OG Warcraft, Shaman was such a meme that, you could just instantly obliterate something and then get obliterated yourself. Like, on XC, you take out an actual 5% of her health bar and then you're dead no matter what. And then she turns and cleaves the raid, and you fucked everyone out of the world buffs. Get fucked, you idiot.
That's so lame,
yeah. Oh, nice Nightfall, idiot. Now pay for durability for everyone in your raid.
Yeah. Season of Discovery.
Terrible game.
Like, open, not only gave everyone all those new spells, but it also, it added, wacky new things like Shaman Tank. People have been trying to make that work, but they actually made it into, a whole thing where we intend you to do this.
Before TBC dropped in Classic, I successfully tagged Ragnarok on an enhancement Ragnaros on an enhancement shaman because I got that stupid ass trinket from Gazronka from Zul'Gurub. The little, you know what I'm talking about? The trinket that makes you automatically hit with spells.
It doesn't make you automatically hit, but they give you a bunch of spell hit.
Something like that. Yeah, I just
reel.
know it's required because you need it for Earth Shocks because you can't miss your Earth Shocks. Reel. Yeah, I had the fucking benchmark anyway, so it was a very proud moment for me because it literally. The entire concept was purged from the game because that was dumb always.
Yeah. They added shaman tanks, they added mage healers, they added rogue tanks,
Warlock,
melee hunter. But the big thing that I enjoyed was warlock tank. The warlock tank is not anything else we've ever played. In classic WoW, tanks taunt range is melee.
Yep.
And you can't. There is no charge.
There's just the warrior.
You can if you're you can go to Berserker stance, dump all of your rage out, and pop Blood Rage if it's up to be able to intercept in combat every 30 seconds. Other than that, tanks don't have movement either, and it's not required. The boss isn't on you. You don't have to move around like that. But
the intended gameplay loop involves you standing there still.
Yeah. Warlock tank, all your moves are 30 yards, and you just have unlimited, like you have super giga cranked life tap. So you hit life tap one time, and it like fills your mana bar 1/4 of the way up just off one life tap. And so you have unlimited mana for like basically for almost nothing, for almost no like cost. And you get Searing Pain, which is instant and has multiple stacking and threat multipliers.
Oh wow!
And it's 30 yards or more if you invest into that. So instead of having like your zone of command as a tank, everyone else's zone of command in Vanilla WoW is melee range around them, and yours is just 30 yards around you in all directions, including straight up and down if you need to, which you don't need to, but still.
Yeah,
where, like, you have
it's
to,
still
like,
an option. Yeah.
Like you're just like you have full control over everything around you and the threat, and it's way too strong. Nobody should have that. Like you're not supposed to be.
Because even in Mists of Pandaria, when they did Dark Apotheosis, like where you could do half metamorphosis and be permanent, your Shadow Bolt turned into Shadow Cleave, but it was still melee. Like you still most of your shit was still melee. Okay, that's good. They kept that. Okay.
But they another thing they did that I don't like is they upped the in this latest patch. They give every tank a 10 target like cap move. So instead of like holding threat on a lot of mobs being a matter of like furious tabbing and. You know the game Root Beer Tap or Budweiser Tapper? The game Tapper?
No, not affiliated.
Old arcade game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tapper is a really old arcade game, and it's just about managing. Like it makes you spin a lot of plates. So it's like you're the bartender, and there's for some reason you have 4 or 5 bars in a row, and how it works is customers come into the bar, and you have to go to the end of the row that they're at. And the arcade game came with a literal tap pull, like thing that you would like pull like this, and you would pull on the tap and fill the beer up, and then you would slide the beer to them before they got mad. And so it would just be more and more people, and you would just have to like be aware of who's coming in and how long they've been there and where they're coming from, and you have to handle them in the order you know they need to be handled. You like put everything. Like in your head is constantly like you look at the screen and you can know by seeing it like. Okay, this guy's been here for this amount of time. I have to get this guy now. This guy showed up after him, but he's more going to get mad faster because of his model. I play the game a lot, so I need to get him. And that's what tanking is like. Tanking is put all of your globals in series. You only have so many that you can do. You need to address things in the order they need to be addressed.
Order operations. Mm-hmm. Like going back to what you were saying about swapping Berserker stance to be able to intercept. Like one of the things so many warriors never did is do Berserker Rage. Berserker Rage just gives you threat for being hit, like which is a very big thing for Warrior. Yeah. I want more rage for being hit, so I'm in Berserker stance. Is it worth the GCD? Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you don't got that time, but I would almost always try to get Berserker Rage if I was in a Berserker stance, because you're gonna swap stances and lose all your rage anyway. So I might as well get it back faster.
You can cast on pull too. It's good for on pull.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But I think that everyone having a 10 target cap AoE move with a tank kind of cheapens that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like being able to like juggle that in your head and know like there are 10 mobs and I know I have a good idea of how much threat is on all of them because I am a big brain and a smart boy and I can.
The tactical genius of Warrior. That's what it used to take.
And I think they made that a little bit too easy, but it's still I don't know like. I like the new content stuff, and I like how the classes play, even though it's still like the classic world. But like some of the stuff they added just was a major miss. Like the events. Like I think they got it.
I heard a lot of them were just running in a circle. They're running in a circle.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Like they got there, you know, like to a degree. Like the newest event, I think it's the best one they've done by far. So like
describe it. We got a podcast to fill up.
Yeah, I got that. I'm getting there. Give me a second. I'm busy taking the sticker off this dab pen. It's like a warning label or something. They put one event in per phase, and the events are like trash. Like they're not fun for anybody. Yeah. Like the phase 1 event. The phase 1 event is you're in Ashenvale, and either faction has 3 sub bosses and a main boss that you have to kill, and the idea is that the mini boss camps are near each other and it'll create clashes. But what it ended up being is like because in World of Warcraft you don't do stuff because it's fun. You do stuff because it advances your character. Yeah. And so people, especially now, 20 years on, over time, the culture is shifted to the point that even regular players are expected to do stuff that in other games would be like speedrun tech.
Yeah.
Where like regular players now know about like the game engine doesn't understand verticality. So if I stand on top of this thing with most of my feet poking off of the object, the game will think I'm floating in the air and think I'm glitched and will reset me to this spot on the map so I can skip across the map by standing on this log and logging out and logging back in. And like even regular players are expected to know that stuff.
Oh my god.
Like
Yeah.
Vanilla WoW has been around for so long that it's been like optimized like to the point of like that. And so when people play the event, with the exception of a small handful of people who actually enjoyed it for some reason, what most people would do is they would play in a way that selfishly maximized the number of reputation points they would get from the event,
Yep.
which was the reward from the event and purpose of it, filling up your reputation with the Warsong Gulch faction, because nobody likes Warsong Gulch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could
that's
skip
funny.
Warsong Gulch by doing this event, especially at least at a certain point they made it the daily worth a lot more rep, and once they did that, what it became was, because you stopped getting rapid revered also, so from most people's perspective on the event, how most people experienced it, especially after the phase was over, was you would get to one of the enemy camps. Everyone would congregate to the camp nearest to your flight path. There'd be a crowd of people that would start to show up 10 minutes before the event. And when the event fires, everyone would target the boss and hit him with like one spell, and he would just be dead at that point. He'd be dead in under 10 seconds, and you would get the daily reward item from him, and then you would go back to your town and wait for the event to end so you could turn it in. And the entire time, there'd be like a handful of people actually trying to do the event, and they'd be like complaining in the general chat.
Well, you guys are no fun.
Waiting in the inn, yeah, why aren't you playing? You guys are so lame, it'll be over faster. Like, it's true.
Being the backbone of this game.
It's true that it would be over faster if I played the game. But I'm not going to do that.
So okay, just taking that concept. Okay, so Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is a really great game. I enjoy it a lot. And one of their things is they do have 10-man raids, but typically like the grandiose, big dick content is like in-map events. They're called meta events.
I love
meta events are typically on like timers. There's literally, you can go to the Guild Wars 2 wiki and there's a whole like time schedule for each event and like what's going on. And because they use a mega server system where like all the servers are connected but you're still on a separate server, when you enter a map, you're on like a permutation of that map, and that map can get full. I think it's like 500 people can be on a map at once, something like that. There's a number. There's a finite number of people. And so one of the things about each event is getting on a meta map, which means being on an instance of the map where people are actually trying.
Yeah.
Because what you just said, Rob, is constantly the case where even on the meta map, half of the people and Hans and Ein, if you're listening to this, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you two studios.
Is Bjorn?
They specifically Chalk Coherent. They will literally tag him and then get on their springers, jump up onto a vine, and watch us peasants and plebeians do the work for them.
This is a thing that one of my other friends, Taylor and I came up with this. So how the event works is if you participate in the kill of any of the sub-bosses, when that boss dies, you get 400 rep, and that is zone-wide.
Oh, man.
So Taylor and I would try to hit what we call the inside-the-park home run.
Yup.
Yes, sir. We would start at one boss, and the second he came up, this is back when the event was like actually level 25, the current event.
Yeah.
So sometimes it would last as long as 5 minutes before it would end.
Yeah.
Because people were just base racing at the end. They just want the reputation. They want to be over. Base race daily done, out, go.
Yep.
They don't actually want to do the event. And so we would conspire where so there'd be a raid group that would form for every boss at the boss. And there's 3 sub-bosses, and the main boss. What we would do is you'd have your Hearthstone at the town in this zone, and you would go to the far right side or the far left side and join the raid for the opposite side and just beg warlocks and bribe warlocks to summon you. And so what happened is, as the boss would spawn, you would tag the boss, either feign or vanish or run away from combat, accept the summon, tag that boss, Hearthstone to the village in the middle and run over and tag that boss, and then run down and try and tag the final boss before it ends.
1,600 reps.
1,600
yes,
reps,
sir.
baby. Oh, yeah.
Easy money.
Yeah, exactly.
I love how much of this game is based around not playing the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
fuck. How can I talk myself out of work?
But that's MMOs, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even 2024, the point of the game is to skip as much of it as possible for most of the player base.
Yeah, which that's one reason. Like I enjoy raiding because I enjoy working together. I enjoy cooperative gameplay that seeks to destroy a boss and
At some point, the journey became work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, well, just like the fact that like it became about speedrunning. It didn't become about beating the game. It became
And
about doing it better than
I
everybody
can kind of
else.
see both sides of
Yeah,
that.
I just-
On one hand, you gotta like smell the flowers and all that, whatever. Like that is the game.
Yeah.
But like if you've done it a lot, I mean, well, I guess what you should do is stop playing. If you played a lot.
Precisely.
If you've played it a lot and you want to keep playing for some reason, the
but-
only thing that you could do is
Mark your progress.
The
It's-
concept
yeah.
of being done with the game has been phased out of
Yeah.
gaming as a concept.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
and like, I mean, part of it was like, so the game was designed originally, at least for rating, was that like, okay, well, the bigger players had to go back to catch the older players up because you had to gear that way. They didn't really have a lot of catch-up systems. And then
The catch-up system was making them play more of the game.
yeah, and then Burning Crusade introduced the idea of charity epics, and all of a sudden a new faction comes out. You can grind that faction and get items you should not fucking have at all,
Yeah.
which lets you skip Karazhan. You don't have their Karazhan anymore. You just do fucking Magisterans.
That's how this guy.
New
was-
zone.
And
Zolomon.
then in
All
Wrath, they
catch-up
literally
gear.
made it charity epics to where like, okay, well, Old War, no, I think it was TOC came out, and then all of a sudden you just get Old War equivalent gear by
Yep.
just doing dungeons and shit.
It was
and, like,
TOC because I remember doing it, and because I was good at jousting, I was
Yeah.
able to like fully gear myself up. And,
Yeah,
and I'm bad at World of Warcraft, but the jousting minigame I was pretty good at.
And I think casual players should be able to enjoy the game on a certain level for sure, but at the same time, like, I do think the game is healthier and cooler when you do have to progress through each dungeon and each raid, and that attunements actually matter. I think attunements like build a character and give the character more meaning and stakes.
Right.
But like, I know that's
Okay.
not necessary and it's not indicative to the modern market.
Counterpoint. I don't want to do Molten Core in week 60.
Fair
and
enough.
if I have to ever get the TBC Revered Dungeon Attunement Heroic Keys again, if I ever have to run 10 to 15 regular Blood Furnace in a row to access Heroic Hellfire and Citadel dungeons,
Oh, man,
I will
forgot
open
that's
my
how it
veins.
was.
Going back
on
going back to Guild Wars 2.
And never doing that again.
Only do it once. It's the entire account gets it. That's
Yeah.
how the game should work. I did the thing once. The game knows I did it already.
Yeah.
Why are you making me do it twice? I already fucking did it. So
Yeah.
by going again. I think attunement matters. I think you as a person need to do attunement. Your
Yeah,
character
yeah. Well, okay,
shouldn't
yeah.
have to
Well
attune
said,
to
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
But your account,
Going-
and one of the things in the modern Warcraft, War Within, all the currencies and shit have become account bound. Like you can literally trade all your shit.
The amount of times that you guys came over and saw me doing that Asheville
Yeah.
event, you were able to. You remember that it was 1,600. I didn't tell you that. You remember that.
Yeah.
So many times. I did that event so much that I had capped out the rep from it on like 8 or 9 characters.
Fucking
Yeah.
Christ, man.
So,
But that's what to me that was always the thing that had me play Guild Wars 2 and like stick with it was when everything was account bound. Like everything that mattered is account bound. Like your bank is account bound, your money is account bound, your achievements are account bound. Your character is just the vehicle for you, the player, to do things. And you are at this point, any seasoned player is expected to have multiple characters that know multiple builds, so that like an actual core raid group will have multiple people swapping out per boss, because the lockout doesn't matter; it's your account.
Can I
So
tell
yeah,
a story about Guild Wars real fast?
yeah. Is this the one with? Yeah, go ahead.
So, Guild Wars had a concept in it that I really liked when it first came out, and they phased it out, unfortunately. And this was your character had personality traits.
Oh my God, yes.
You could be ferocious, charming, or dignified.
Yeah.
Those were the 3 types of personality choice that you would get. And every time you talked to somebody, it would give you, like, dialogue tree options. And if you picked one of those things, it increased one of the stats.
Because part of their selling factor is that you could literally play the game like 1,000 different ways and
Yeah.
make a character, and then each little decision had lasting effects. Like, it wouldn't affect, like, your loot or anything, but it would affect the story, and it would be permanent. Yeah.
And it was permanent, and I really liked it. And I have 2 character situations that I got into that made me laugh really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I played a couple of my characters where I just, whatever, I'll pick whatever. But then I had 2 characters that I was like, okay, my warrior is definitely going to be maximum ferocious. That's the only kind of answer they'll give. And so that's what I was doing. And then one of the little areas has you talk to somebody, and they ask you, like, oh, where are you from? And I don't know if...
I think it's orphan.
If you're orphan, you get to pick where you're from in this dialogue tree rather than at your character creation. And what's the area?
Ascalon.
So I picked the name that I thought sounded coolest because I wasn't aware of the lore with it.
It's one of the Holy Lands IRL. That's what it was named after.
And I picked that one on my maximum ferocious warrior.
What was the follow-up question, Kevin?
The follow-up... I don't remember the follow-up question. I remember that he immediately started, dropping hard R's about the Catmen in this setting.
Yep.
Because, turns out, Ascalon, the orphans from there, are orphans because the Catmen came in and burned everyone to death.
So, quick backstory to those who aren't familiar with Guild Wars 2 lore, and this or Guild Wars lore, and this is one actually one of my favorite parts of the game. So, the generic, the original Guild Wars was, I forget, it's broken up into, different, sections. So, there are entirely different stories each expansion or whatever. It's an entirely different character, entirely different event. And the first one involves the Char breaking through the Great Wall of Ascalon by doing something called the Sundering, where basically they make a giant firestorm, and it really fucks up the human kingdom.
Yeah.
Now, in Guild Wars 2, or Guild Wars, humans are invaders. They're
aliens.
They're aliens.
Yeah.
Basically, these they're the human gods found the planet and yeeted humans over there. And their first order of business was to Deus Vult manifest destiny all those goddamn Catmen out of there.
Yeah.
So
the Catmen didn't take it kindly.
But they were Unga Bunga savages at that point. They couldn't do a whole lot about it. And so Guild Wars is about the Catmen are back. And one of the legions is the Iron Legion, and they have pretty high tech. It's pretty crazy stuff. They have tanks and stuff.
They built a Death Star.
Well, not yet. That's the thing. They're not even close to there yet. Guild Wars 2 takes 200 years after Guild Wars 1. Whatever you did in the first game, your character is dead. He doesn't matter anymore.
It's been 200 years.
There's a Hall of Legends thing. There's a whole thing you can look at counts. It's fine. But so in Guild Wars 1, you are fighting off the Char Catmen. They're basically the orcs. And you get run out of Ascalon. You're retreating, and you have to go to Tyria or Kryta. And there's a whole holy war thing going on. That doesn't matter. Point being, you look back at Ascalon. And you ask, okay, well, did we hold out? No, in fact, the humans lost horribly. The orcs came back with Death Stars and siege tanks and guns and shot them all to death.
And flamethrowers.
It was terrible.
Which is a real dick way of killing people.
And by the way,
they made the angriest ghosts in the game.
Yeah. And by the way, the Catmen are like giant, horrible lion men. They're bigger than humans. They eat people. They have horns and shit. They're literally demons. Yeah. I love them so much. They're so fucking cool.
Yeah.
But so they fucked shit up so hard that the human king was like, oh, you're all gonna run? You're all gonna abandon me? No, you're not. And then he turned his entire civilization into ghosts. So, every few days, a bunch of pissed off, angry ghosts come up and try to kill all the Catmen. Yeah. So, and they've been dealing with this for,
and it's a little in-game event that you can do where you can go participate in the Ghost Slam.
And you're in the opening thing with the Catmen, you make your character, it's, oh, the ghosts are back! Shit, fight them! And then your entire warband gets slaughtered except one person. You pick, which one of your teammates doesn't get fucking murdered. And then, the main character, Whitlock's alright, we're fucking Rambo-ing this shit. And then they go and fuck up the giant ghosty man who possesses a goddamn statue. Because they can just do that, apparently.
Yeah.
It's hell. It's fucked. And so, that's Guild Wars 2, man.
Anyway, because I picked Maximum Ferocity and I picked to be from there, my character has some pretty strong opinions about these Catmen.
The only good char's a dead char. That's what he says.
That's what he says.
You actually pressed the racism button. In character creation, you picked the racism option. That was a mistake.
Now, on the opposite end of this, I made a separate character who I made a pirate. I really liked him. He's awesome. And I built his entire build around the fact that, you get to slot in whatever secondary stats you want, pretty much. And then you get to put in set bonuses, and pretty much you can mix and match and get any set bonus you want. And so what I had was every time I crit, it summoned a bomb, and that basically had no cooldown at the time. And then I then built the rest of my character around having 100% crit chance. So every time I hit, it summoned a bomb that crit and summoned a bomb while I was also hitting and summoning a bomb. And
also, Pistol Whip is just so satisfying.
Yeah, because you hit them once with a pistol, it stuns them, and then you become invincible. Well, you just
full
slash
dodge.
them
And
with
the
your
bomb
sword a
explodes,
bunch.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
then every slash is exploding bombs. It was great. I had a lot of fun with him. I made him maximum charm because he's a charming pirate man.
Jack Sparrow.
And one of the areas that you go to has these pirates that are trying to kill all these frogmen. And but you go in there and you're at that point in the game, what you're supposed to be doing is either killing the pirates or trying to arrange like the pirate leader to get by themselves so that they can either be negotiated with or killed, and you have to make it blah 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 blah. Doesn't fucking matter. But I went into the pirate ships, and what you're supposed to do is at each pirate ship you're supposed to negotiate with their captain, and then if you say the wrong thing, they try to kill you, and then you beat them up, and they give you like some whatever thing token. Or you say the right thing, and they just give it to you, and they tell you, get out before I throw you out. Or,
If you have max
if you
charm.
have maximum charm, you can be like, hey, you want to fuck on this pirate ship? And the captain's like, I thought you'd never ask. And then you have a quick cut to black, and then you walk out with like the token, and then you can just go fuck all the pirates. And so I didn't have to kill any of the pirates, and we got to make peace with them because I just fucked all of them.
And like and I'm pretty sure a lot of that stuff got dropped from the game because
It did.
they got rid of the fucking.
They got rid of the personality system entirely.
Yeah, so like a lot of like I don't know if those are all out of the game or some still are in, but yeah, there's like aspects of that game you can't access anymore. And people have been
Fucking all the
pushing.
pirates and
People have been pushing for vanilla Guild Wars 2. That's just the
Yeah.
base core game before we had mounts. And dude, there are so many grognards that are like, "Oh, mounts ruin the game," and I just like, you need to shut the fuck up, man. Just shut the
that's-
fuck up.
Every MMO, like,
Yeah.
it's the classic version now.
Yeah, I remember playing Classic WoW and some guy explaining me that TBC ruined the game, and like I heard all his arguments, and it was just, oh, you're just on the spectrum, man. You just don't even know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
that's like.
and that's fine.
and that's fine. I'm not judging or hating. It's
it-
just, oh
and
man,
this is where like you gotta get Anthony on here, man.
We're working on it. We're working on it, man.
Anthony thinks that TVC ruined the game.
Of course
It is
does.
what it is, man. It is what it is. I really enjoyed TBC because they, like, going back to what you said, like I don't think a fun game is me pressing Frostbolt until the mobs aren't immune to fire damage and then I press Fireball. I don't think that's a very fun game. When all like most of it is setup and preparation. It's what you're doing outside of the raid, and then you show up and what you're actually doing with your character isn't really intense. It's all of the setup that the raid leader did and the officers did. But of the 40 people there, only like 10 of them actually matter. The rest of you can be
but then,
drooling
like,
morons.
When it goes good, man, like
For
when
sure.
it's like the Olympics is on right now, and it's like watching synchronized swimming where everything
Yeah,
just
no.
goes just right. Like, and all 40 people, like, it's just one button press, whatever. They all press the button in the right order, and then like because it's so simple, that leads naturally into like the speed. Like,
It can happen more often. Yeah.
people style on that game, man.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen the pull of AQ? It was while AQ40 was current content in mostly AQ40 Bisque gear. It was 40 man in Vanilla Classic. There was a guild called Noda, which is a European guild.
Of course, Euros. Doing crazy shit.
And what they did was, when they did Encourage 40, the Temple of Encourage,
Yeah.
they like after the first boss, there's like a little moment where it's like a brief fork, and like you go right like down like a ramp into a room where you kill an optional boss, quote unquote optional boss. It's part of the rule. They had to kill it as part of their speedrun rules they made up.
Yeah.
And then you can proceed like to the left and go through some big hallways and fight some trash mobs before the next boss. And they split off, and they had like 30-something members of their raid go to the optional boss on the right, and all of their mages and paladins and their main tank went left.
Oh, wow.
And they split the raid in two, and they like AoE had one tank like AoE pulling like a shitload of bugs all at once, while the mages and paladins all killed it, and like then they met back up and and kept going. It was like that kind of stuff is crazy, man. Like, or like, did I ever show you like the Hunter's secret mission that was only relevant for like 2 days?
No.
Yeah, where they like go and pull all that shit. Yeah.
What?
So like one of the Naxxramas bosses is very easy now. It's just like
Which one?
it's not Hagen. His name is
Not the Playbringer?
Noth. Is Noth is the first one. What's the very first one you fight?
Which one's Safety Dance?
No,
Hagen.
Hagen is the safety dance.
Yeah.
And there's the guy...
Noth is the guy that's like in the cauldron, right? No, wait, not a cauldron. No.
He's just like a guy in a room.
The first guy in the Plague Order, I'm pretty sure it's Noth.
It's not.
Yeah.
And this guy's name, and he's not
With
Instructor
skeletons in the corner?
Vesuvius. His name is like... He's some kind of teacher or inquisitor. He's there with a cage in the middle, and you kill the guys, and they become ghosts on the other side.
Gothic
Gothic the Harvester.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah.
Gothic the Harvester is kind of like a joke of a fight.
Yeah,
And it's like also like you can't... It's like on a timer. Like every so many seconds, ads come out.
Yeah. It's awful to do what I do and try to get all the fucking transmog.
And if you're trying to go fast, it's awful because it represents a fixed amount of time in your raid.
Yeah.
You're stuck here while the ads come out.
There's no choice.
So, what people figured out is that we can use this time to kill other mobs, trash from other parts of the dungeon, if we can go get them. And the way that they mostly do that is, it turns out the gate that goes past him, the gate that's closed until you kill him, isn't very well made. So if you're smart, you're going to jump through the gate and go pull stuff.
Right.
But before people knew you could do that, the way that, like, for like a week, the way that a guy did it was he went on a secret mission where he played Hunter and used a combination of feign death and having his pet pull stuff and just different like stuff like that, invisibility potions and weird shit, to go literally all the way around the dungeon to the other side of that gate so he could pull stuff through it. And then again, like, that was outmoded like in a day, but like it was super cool, like that kind of stuff, like
solid
the way
snake ass.
the way people style on that game as a result of the simplicity is kind of neat, and it makes it makes that kind of thing, like, if you want to be the speedrun guild, it's much more accessible in classic WoW.
I get that. That makes sense because there's less asked of you. It's all about just press the button at that right time and you did it. And if whereas like you're a Superman in retail, and you better act like one.
Okay. And like you said, if you're in a guild with like a really strong group like Guildmaster and Railier and Officer Corps, like most of your stuff is predetermined. Like you have like an order, like they know what all the encounters will be, and they do them the same way every time, so they know what the order for all the encounters will be. And so they say, like, on this pull, this person's assigned to this thing. And so without having to call it, and without having to remind you, at least, it's pre-drawn up. The play is pre-drawn up. So the warrior runs in, and he AoE taunts, and a paladin is assigned to bop him. Bam, he's bopped. He's good to go. So the spiders are on him for 6 seconds. He's invincible for the full duration, and during that time, the mages kill all the spiders moving on. And the mages know what their job is. The guy knows that on pull number 3 of spiders, it's my turn. The paladin knows on pull number 3 of spiders, it's my turn. Like that stuff. And even like any like a serious guild, like, you're gonna have that.
Now, so
this almost drove Rob insane.
It did drive him insane. What are you talking about? Several times.
He got better.
He got better. Yeah, sanity comes and goes. Sanity comes and goes. But yeah, one of the things, going back to Guild Wars 2, like, so PvP is like, I've always, like, Warcraft PvP is a lot like chess, but the gear aspect, if you have, you can make a mistake and have shittier and have better gear than someone and still lose because you made a mistake.
Yeah.
That's most things, right? But when it's like an even skill matchup, when gear ends up mattering a lot more, like if two equivalent players coming at each other, the one with more health and one doing more damage is typically going to win. Right. Certain matchups are rock, paper, scissors. Actual PvPers will spit at me for saying this. It doesn't matter. Point being, I was never huge fond of World of Warcraft's PvP, mostly because of how the game like just feels and functions. It to me, it was clearly made for PvE. PvP is an afterthought.
Yeah.
Once again, people are going to get really mad about me here and that, but
I think just from like a strict design standpoint, that's accurate.
Yeah, I never took WoW PvP seriously. It was always a mini game to me, and it's fine. But Guild Wars 2, the structured PvP.
Only 1% of people actually play PvP with any regularity.
Something like that. Yeah. But the Guild Wars 2, so their structured PvP, which is the actual PvP, is fine. Most of the most toxic people are sequestered to the lobby, and they never touch the PvEers, which is great. Yeah. But there is a third game mode called World vs. World.
World vs. World, yeah.
World vs. World is the correct PvP. World vs. World is what PvP should always be. World vs. World is Alterac Valley on fucking steroids. And the thing I love the most about World vs. World is a good commander isn't fighting. A good commander is raid leading, but he's raid leading his troops who are PvPing. And a good commander and a good World vs. World squad will literally have the thing you said, Rob. You have, I am Necromancer 1. When the tag flags for me to do this thing, I know I'm dropping my bomb on the marker that he put down, or we are all going to die. I'm Necromancer 2. I have to not have a fucking hair trigger and blow my load before Necromancer 1 does, because if both of us stack it on that area, and they pop whatever fucking coolies, well now we're out of 2 things instead of just 1. And it's literally a counter war of managing cooldowns and managing your squad and knowing what builds you have. And so one of the only frustrating parts about that is, like, if you're like a serious World vs. Worlder and you like actually want to get shit done, if you're not rocking one of the meta builds, like a serious commander will be screeching at you, like internally at the very least.
Soldier, do you know what you were hired to do for you?
Well, because it's like the idea of, imagine you have a unit and you're like in a war or whatever, and you're like, okay, we have 3
one
more
guy's trying to do dual knives.
No, it's less that. It's less because if I see dual knife guy, I know he's dual knife guy.
Right.
But if I'm supposed to bring mortarmen, and instead of being a mortarman, you're a dual knife guy, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I'm
where,
going in thinking I have
That's
something.
where, like, the insanity comes in.
Yeah.
You blur the lines from, this is a game I'm playing to, this is my job, where, like I have to run, like, after every time that we get together to play the game, I'm running like an automated report that someone paid money to have access to, like a professionally made thing, where I feed all of the data from our thing into like a spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet tells me exactly how efficient everyone was, like,
And who the biggest links
I
are.
go to them with KPIs afterward, talking about like how they need to improve X, Y, and Z things for next week, and like.
Yep.
I'm like looking at graphs and I'm looking at graphs and talking about like, why can't you do this 5% more? You need to be doing this more often. You need to be thinking like, and this is a game I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like,
it becomes a job.
What the fuck are we doing?
A game that
winning, Rob.
Yeah, winning. Yeah.
All right. On that note, we're going to end the podcast here. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy our content, go ahead and like and subscribe, and you can follow us on Twitter. I guess it's called Access Elon's a Stooge, but at the Smug Grape. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the Brando Sanderson, excellent author,
spectacular man.
I love you.
We love him dearly, and we will have a bonus episode on our Patreon. You can find it at Famfare, Patreon/Famfare, and where Rob gives all the spoilers about the Sando. So go ahead and listen. You guys have a great night.
Have a good night, everybody.